Hello everyone, my name is Stefan Czech. I am Offering Manager for NFC, Smart Cards and Wireless Charging at NI. And this is my privilege to welcome you to this webinar about our new product, the Contactless Test Station III. In the next 15 minutes, we will try to explain the main feature of this new test platform and how it would help you to be even more successful at what you do every day. In doing so, I will be assisted by Stefan Leis, who acted as project manager for the development of this product, by Julien Sulerzicki, who is Senior Application Engineer, and by Angèle de Cotigny, who supervises the communication about this product line. If you have questions, please type them in the chat window, and we'll be happy to answer them at the end of the webinar. I do not want to keep you waiting any longer. Here is the CTS3. As you can see, it is 5 times smaller than a CTS2 and 6 times lighter. This will open the possibility for those of you who occupy customer-facing positions to carry with you the CTS3 and perform highly qualitative measurement on your own customer premises, and then offer to your customer a differentiated service. First thing I would like to share with you all, the CTS3 is a functional equivalent to both the MP500 TCL3 and to the CTS2. That means this product is ideal for ADV test, validation, verification, as well as conformance testing. We believe this is great news to our customer because it allows them to start with an MP500 style coverage, so a highly customizable signal generator, and then if the job they need to do pushes them to perform analog conformance testing, they can upgrade their CTS3 to perform conformance test without having to send us back their tester for hardware rework. And this at a price tag that is consistent with what our previous range of product was. But there is much more to the CTS3 than just a footprint reduction. This product is a technological powerhouse that embeds cutting-edge components in terms of signal processing, data acquisition, internal communication bus, and much more. After this short video, Stefan Leis will show you more about the specificities of the CTS3.
Today, NI is pushing the limits of NFC test innovation. Together, let's welcome the Contactless Test Station III into the family. Smaller, faster, smarter. This is the CTS3. It is 5 times smaller than its previous generation. Faster. This EMVCo PCD analog test is 80% faster with the CTS3. It just needs 49 seconds to perform a test that previously took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It follows the hardware and standards evolutions. This solution evolves with your needs. Add your options brick by brick. Less manipulations, less cables. We make your life easier. Did you ever try to acquire an analogic signal on a full transaction without a scope? Go easier to the fields required by EMVCo and NFC Forum with just the CTS3. This is not just another tester. It is the most powerful tester on the market. The CTS3 accelerates excellence. Let's engineer ambitiously. Let's build what's next.
I am Stefan Leis, and for the last 2 years I have managed the CTS3 project. I have to admit, leading the design of the successor of the MP500 TCL3 and CTS2 was an incredible experience. When designing the CTS3, it was important for us to hear the voice of the numerous customers who have selected our previous range of products. Some of the product's main improvements include: first, the possibility to generate a higher field strength. The CTS3 is so powerful it is not even necessary to use a power amplifier to perform EMVCo or NFC Forum analog testing. A higher input sensitivity to receive the device under test when simulating a card. The CTS3 is now so sensitive it is capable of sensing PCD responses at distances like 10 cm when the conformance specs require 4 cm. Its extremely powerful FPGA can be used to program point-per-point entire frames. Previously, it was only possible to program modulation rising and falling edges. This is great to solve interoperability issues. The CTS3 is equipped with an internal DAC board that has 2 channels, 16 bits of accuracy, 150 megasample per second, and 1 GB of storage space. This opens the possibility to capture entire transactions and inspect the dots extremely carefully. This level of analysis is only possible with very high-end oscilloscopes that will still need to be synchronized with the NFC signal generator. Since there is no RF amplifier anymore in the loop, we can operate without the famous external flex probe, without any compromise on the good execution of the test cases. But my biggest satisfaction on this product is clearly the amazing improvement in terms of testing times. If we consider, for example, the EMVCo Level 1 PCD analog test suite, we decrease testing times about 80% compared to our previous generation of products. That means it is possible to run the whole EMV Level 1 PCD analog test plan in about 90 minutes. Our customers do not need to balance number of tests with time to market anymore. Our laboratories customers will be also able to take more projects while keeping the number of accredited test benches under control. The CTS3 is a tool that will help our customer to be successful faster. Now, Angel and Julien will do a short demonstration of some of the new features of the CTS3.
Welcome to our laboratory. My name is Angèle de Cotigny and I am Marketing and Communication Manager for the NFC product line. I am here with Julien, who is going to help us with the CTS3 demo.
Hello, my name is Julien Sulerziki and I am Senior Application Engineer at NI Lille.
Julien, when designing the CTS3, we took into consideration feedback from our customers. They told us that what they are looking for are tools to help them accelerate their productivity and troubleshoot their designs. Can you show us how the CTS3 helped them overcome their challenges?
Yes, for sure. If I want to avoid interoperability issues, I need to submit my design to a vast set of stimuluses and make sure it is able to react properly. The need for interoperability for applications such as contactless payment or public transportation ticketing system is real. However, we cannot guarantee about the quality of the signal delivered by the different point-of-sales machine my phone will meet in real life.
However, I can guarantee that the user will be really unhappy if he can't pay or misses his bus connection because of a technical issue. We need to avoid this kind of situation at any cost.
Yes, indeed. The CTS3 enables the multiplication of test conditions combination during a test session. Our previous generation of testers allowed the user to define a set of modulation parameters on a point-per-point basis. This set of parameters was then copied on every modulation that were generated by the tester. That was already a great feature, but now what the CTS3 is offering is the possibility to load several sets of waveforms parameters in its memory and use all of those waveforms during the test session. That means a frame sent by the CTS3 can have different sets of rise time, fall time, overshoot inside the same frame.
This allows to multiply the number of tests made in a given time span or to decrease the time it takes to test waveform configurations. That sounds amazing. Can you please show us how it looks like?
Okay, sure. I am using here MP Manager. With the previous generation of our tester, it was possible to change modulation parameter and define the envelope of the signal point per point for a given command. With the CTS3, the cursor has been put higher, and it's now possible to change the envelope of the signal point per point for each modulation or character within a command. To do so, up to 15 patterns can be preloaded into the CTS3. Let's open a script. Okay, so here we are in MP Manager. We have a type A script at 106 kilobits per second. The Contactless Test Station III uses a sampling of 150 megasamples per second. In other words, 1 point every 7 nanoseconds. With that in mind, I have created different patterns of 354 points. Long falling time, long rising time, triangular signal, and parabolic signal. Of course, the end user is free to define other patterns. Up to 15 patterns can be preloaded. Let's execute the script and take a look at the results. Okay, so if we zoom in the area we are interested in, we can see that for the modulation I selected of the select PPSC command I sent, a pattern has been applied. Triangular 1, parabolic 1.
I noticed you could acquire data for quite a long duration. Is that something new?
Yes, it is. The CTS3 embeds 1 GB of memory available to store measurement samples. Up to 1.7 seconds of signal can be acquired. It is therefore possible to monitor with a great accuracy a complete NFC transaction, which would only be possible with high-end oscilloscopes.
Some customers also expressed the need for a tool that would allow them to improve the signal generated by their design. For example, the waveform generated by a reader. Can the CTS3 help there?
Yes, indeed. Let me show you. The MP Manager user interface is updated with a new window, which helps our users leverage the high-performance dashboard that is embedded inside the Contactless Test Station III. On my setup here, I have the contactless payment terminal I want to debug, the Contactless Test Station III, and an antenna. The antenna is connected directly to the front panel of the CTS3.
This antenna looks very similar to an EMVCo reference PICC.
Yes, it's totally normal because it is an actual EMVCo reference PICC antenna. The Contactless Test Station III have been designed to be able to be connected directly to a normative antenna, no matter of ISO, EMVCo, or NFC forum.
That sounds great. And which kind of results are you able to get with this setup?
In the previous demonstration, we have generated arbitrary waveform and acquired them with the Contactless Test Station III. Now, the idea is to acquire the waveform generated by an external reader, but more than this, to measure the envelope of the signal and indicate to the user if the timings, for example, the undershoots or overshoots and index of modulation parameters, are within the range defined by EMVCo test specification. So let's go to the brand new scope feature of MP Manager. First, I will indicate which channel will be used for the acquisition. Then I will indicate the duration of the acquisition, here 200 microseconds for a wake-up A coming from the reader. We are in card emulation, and we will trigger an event in type A. Finally, I will adjust some option on the right-hand side and perform a measurement. We do a single acquisition, and as you can see, we display directly the wave shapes measured by the CTS3. But more than this, the scope features allows the user to perform waveforms measurement. I'm just adding here a PCD waveform measurement, and we display the results here. The timing information appear, and you can see whether those timings are within the EMVCo specification. And more than this, we also display directly the margin against the specification. I just performed a single acquisition before, but it's totally possible to run that measurement in a loop and display in real time this time the measurement of the timing parameters defining the waveforms. Not to mention that in addition with waveform measurement, it's also possible to perform load modulation amplitude measurement of smart cards or any kind of NFC listening devices. So this feature is definitely a great added value for IC architects who want to adjust the value of the register of their chip and see the effect in real time on the waveform parameters. The scope feature, as well as the advanced waveform generation presented earlier, are two major design and characterization features made for our customers.
It looks like an extremely powerful test setup to me. If we wanted to obtain the similar test tool using general purpose instruments, we would need a signal generator,
an oscilloscope, and on top of that, we would need to write specific signal processing software and figure out how to connect those instruments together. This is a great illustration of how the CTS3 helps to accelerate the productivity of its users. Speaking of acceleration, is the CTS3 capable of doing conformance testing?
Yeah, of course it is. The Contactless Test Station III has test libraries that are following EMVCo Level 1 and NFC from test specifications. Let me show you an example.
So here I recognize the robot cage, the CTS3, and can you test this reader?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it. So here, for example, we will perform Type B waveform measurement test as described in EMVCo 3.0 test specification. My EMVCo reference PICC antenna is already connected to the Contactless Test Station III, and as you can see, the setup is very clean. We just need a few connection cables. From MP Manager, I will select the adequate test cases, and the testing phase will begin automatically. As you can see, the execution of those test cases is really quick, especially if you take into consideration that now the waveform measurement is performed in each modulation within a given transaction.
The improvement compared to the current generation of products on EMV-L1 PCD analog test is in the range of 80%. This is spectacular.
And remember, this is achieved with a tester that is more simple to deploy.
And you know what is even more spectacular? We are proud to share that the CTS3 has been approved by EMVCo for PCD analog testing. And other certifications such as PICC analog or digital are under finalization. We will have more good news to share in the coming weeks.
Thank you, Angèle, Julie, and Stéphane for those really great insights. At NI Lille, we are really proud and excited about the release of the CTS3. And we cannot wait to hear stories from you all on how it helped you to overcome your challenges in NFC testing. What we would like you to take away from this webinar is the following information. Of course, first, NI releases a new test system as a follow-up to its already existing NFC test offering, and it's called the Contactless Test Station III. The CTS3 brings numerous advantages to its users, such as a more simple test setup, additional signal generation and measurement possibilities, and a spectacular improvement in conformance testing times. The CTS3 has already obtained certification from EMVCo on the Level 1 PCD analog testing. On this topic, the usage of the CTS3 versus our former generation of NFC test platform brings an improvement in testing times in the order of 70%. All of our test suite, including EMV, PICC, and mobile analog, as well as the complete NFC forum stack, will candidate for certification, and we are sure we will have great news to share with you in the coming weeks. Before answering your questions, we want to thank each and every one of you for attending this webinar. We know your time is precious, therefore we try to make our content as valuable and straight to the point as possible. So wherever you are watching us from, we want to wish you a great day and hope to hear from you soon.